The events of the last week, I think, are heartbreaking beyond heartbreak. And how many times can our hearts be broken? I think it really calls for action and for transformative action. And in the last week, we saw these very graphic, upfront, personal, narrated, live streamed episodes of horrific violence. And then we saw this blowback from police violence against the police. And I think it's really created a pause, this moment of sort of shock and sadness that creates a wonderful opportunity for us to talk at a much deeper level about what we need to do to fix this. People of color who've been the victims, not only slavery, and then you had lynchings, and then you had Jim Crow, and then you had redlining of communities, and then the war on drugs and segregation and poor quality schools, and then and then this epidemic of police violence. So it's been insult upon injury over centuries. It's also the violence of our economy that, in which the average African American family has 5 cents on the dollar of the average white family. It is a crisis of racial justice in the same way that we have an economic crisis, and we need to fix them together. This is the beginning and not the end. And I think we're seeing in Springfield a real sense of the power of people on the front lines who are really motivated to change this and to address this legacy of racism in all levels of society. To my mind, this is actually how we move forward, by organizing from the grassroots all the way up to the top. This is where it should be in these struggles for justice here in our communities. People are organizing, and that they're organizing with a very big vision. So, this is fundamentally about Black Lives Matter and declaring that emergency, but understanding that this is really an emergency for all of society. As Martin Luther King said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And making Black Lives Matter is part of creating an America and a world that works for all of us.